fans, welcome back to the show. McBain's Rambler Review is up for a coveted Michigan Association of Student Broadcasters Award, the only program in Northern Michigan to be recognized.
And we're joined by Gary and Isabelle with the program so they can tell us all about it. Thank you both for being here. Good to have you.
Good to be here.
Yeah, we really appreciate this. It's great an honor for us.
Well, we're happy to do it. Isabelle, let's start with you.
All right.
Tell us, what is the Rambler Review?
So the Rambler Review is kind of our students that we work basketball games, we'll record, or sports games in general.
Okay.
We have sports announcers that'll do tell you
The
what's going on.
play-by-play?
Yep.
Gotcha.
And so those will be up live, and then they'll be there to watch back on our YouTube page. And then
That's so cool.
we also have student productions where people do interviews, we'll make commercials, have little shows that people will put on, and those will be on our student productions page. And then we also do live of concerts, band and choir, and just various things going around. So.
What a wonderful, wonderful way to get people inspired to, not just in journalism, but in media production, just in general. So what are we being honored for this year, Gary?
Well, the Michigan Association of Broadcasters has an annual award for both audio and video production of various sporting events or stories and stuff like that.
Right.
For the first time, we entered a group for the audio broadcast of the McBain versus Benzie Central district final game last year, where Isabelle Rozeveld was on the call on my play-by-play. We had Cade Weaver doing the color, and then we had Grayson and Thomas doing our halftime shows and stuff like that, and we put a big production, but we only can do audio because you're not allowed to show video for the postseason according to MHSA regulations. So after we did that game, we were down at the state semifinals when McBain was playing. We were going to do another broadcast, and John Ross from the MHSAA and John Johnson, the former director of media, said, we saw your production, that was great, you need to get that girl nominated and send it in. And so I told Izzy Rose about this, and then she was able to put together a tape, and lo and behold, top three in the state.
Wonderful. What an honor. What an honor.
Well, you're going down a rabbit hole because I started my career in high school TV as well, and at some point there's no turning back. So just take your time before you jump in head first. What's most rewarding to you about this and maybe your classmates? What do you like about doing the Rambler Review?
I just like being involved in the community aspect, being able to put something out there for people that necessarily can't necessarily get to the games. Being able to have something out there that they can watch and still feel like they're watching.
Yeah.
So the most rewarding part about this is knowing that what people are saying back at home, oh, you're so good at this, is being recognized at such a high level. It's one thing to have your mom look at you and say you do a good job, but another thing to.
It's really important. Don't get me
yes,
wrong.
love you, mom.
Thank you, mom.
Mom's approval is required.
But to get recognized at the state level is pretty awesome.
It's huge.
No, she's underselling it a little bit because last year her grandfather's health started to fail, and he loved to be the #1 supporter of both Izzy and her sister Adria, but he could no longer go to the game. And only through the Rambler Review was he still able to connect with his two granddaughters and continue to do that for the last days of his life. And so that was really kind of a huge. I think that's why she pours so much into it, because she sees there's people like that. That's the only way they're left to connect with.
And that's the thing. There's so many people who want to be at the game, want to support the teams, but they just, for one way or another, they can't. And this gives them that connection without having to be there physically. Gary, I'd love to hear, because these programs are not just thrown together overnight. It takes a lot of work, a lot of logistics, a lot of back and forth, and then you have to inspire people like Isabelle to take up the charge. What has the response been from the student body with the amazing work that you've been doing?
Oh, I think it's overwhelmingly been positive. We have kids love the fact that when they make something, it goes out to the public and it is something that is going to be consumed. And they can sit there with pride saying, they put something I put together on there. I mean, it's not like an English paper. You write a great English paper, you, the teacher, and mom will put it on the fridge, and that's all it knows about it. But if you make a commercial for a local business, and you get to put that there, and you get everybody watching and comments coming back and forth, and everyone's overly positive about this. We get compliments all across the state. We last night, Cole and I were talking to a board member from Beale City, and they're like, how can we make this happen in our school? What do you guys do? And they wanted to see the whole thing.
Yeah.
So it's been feeding itself, and the recognition our kids have gotten at the state level.
Wonderful.
It's a natural
huge,
recruiter.
Yeah.
I got to ask too, Isabelle, how many students are involved in this? Is this a
Oh,
specific
boy.
class or a club program after school? And I mean, I know when you're not doing the broadcasting, you're on the court with the girls' team,
Yeah.
right? So there are other people that do some of those those things as well.
So this is actually a class. We have a broadcasting class. It's my first hour class. Couldn't tell you the exact amount of kids that are in that, but we have like the broadcasting class, the advanced broadcasting class, and then you have a couple people that do like independent study. So
A lot.
yeah, there's quite a few people involved.
Gary might know the answer to
We're close
that,
to
but-
about 32 people
Yeah.
that are
Okay.
involved in
That's
that.
amazing.
And
That's
they all
amazing.
take various roles, and we've really tried to customize it to what people are interested in. So we have some kids that just want to do photography, for sports photography,
Yeah.
or actual student event photography. We don't have a yearbook class, so we try and cater to that to them. We have kids that want digital media production. They want to be behind the scenes editing little movie clips and stuff like that. So we try and cater to that, and so we really try to hit the kids' interest. But then we always have to come back and try and recruit to make sure we can get our games on the air.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
Last minute we have here, Isabelle, tell me about some of the other interview style projects that kids have been working on. Are you interviewing people in the community or people in the school? How does that come together?
So I personally have a show called Chats with Izzy. I recently did a series where I interviewed like retired teachers from McBain, just to hear about their time at McBain, see how the school's changed. I also interview our principal, the high school principal, about things that happen every month. We do that once a month. I know Senor interviews our superintendent for a superintendent corner. And yeah, we have some people that interview different people from around McBain about various things that are happening in the community, just to sort of like let people know what's happening. And
Is this something
that
you
kind of
want to
thing.
do or
That's a
other
lot
classmates have
going
talked about doing as a career?
I know a couple of my classmates have talked about going into this as a field. I am personally looking at going into education, but I do have a couple of classmates that are very interested in continuing this on.
Well, unfortunately, we're out of time. Where can someone go to follow along with this journey, get more information on the program, and just
See what you're doing.
yes, get updates on Isabelle takes home the award?
well, we have two YouTube pages. We have a McBain student production page, and that will be where the students have all the different productions of commercials, interviews, stuff like that. We have a Rambler Review YouTube page, and in that one you will be able to get any of the live sports or concerts or any of that type of live events going on right there. And before we go, we want to mention that Izzy Rose has now been employed to start doing radio broadcast of high school games on a local station. And I hope someone can let me know I'm wrong, but we were thinking back, she may be the very first female to ever call high school sports in northern Michigan on the radio. So
Right after Women in Sports Day. Good job.
Well done.
Fantastic.
Well done.
Thank
Well, we
you.
hope you'll bring
Yeah.
the camera gear to Detroit for the awards ceremony and do
Yes,
a little
please.
clip on that.
Yes, please.
Good
'cause we
luck,
all
and
wanna
we'll
see it.
hopefully see you in Detroit in just a couple of weeks. Guys, thanks so much
Thank
for
you so
being
much
here.
for being here, both
Thank you
of
very much.